home crashes. And those homes which I spoke on Hanuman Chalisa are sitting here, and they know that they wish they had bigger homes. This very powerful, influential Hanuman Chalisa. And over the years, I started with 2 days speaking on Hanuman Chalisa. Its tail would grow. And you know, we generally complete on time also in Chennai. We should start on the dot, end on the dot. But what used to happen is that every time I decided 2 days, it would add 45 minutes more. Feeling very embarrassed that we should not be taking more time, I made it 3 days. It became 3.5, 4 days, 4.5, 5 days, 5.5, 6 days, 6.5, 7 days, 7.5, 8 days, 8.5. I said, Hanumanji, I think I should stop here now. Even if it's half, it's going to go on increasing. You know? And I know that even if I had 10 days, it would not be enough, and nor would you get tired listening to it also. So I've been put on a major challenge to cover Hanuman Chalisa in 3 days. Yeah? At the moment, sounds impossible to me. There's only one thing I asked Guruji. I said, Guruji, if you ever hear that I am taking my classes a little bit longer, it will be Hanuman Chalisa, and please don't stop me in that. Yeah? But this power of Hanuman Chalisa, all of you sitting here, I know, have experienced it. Yeah? But as Prem spoke from this platform, I remember that in 1993, when I was back in Hong Kong and I was asked to make a cassette on Hanuman Chalisa, in my hectic travel, Gurudev's Mahasamadhi had taken place, I was traveling non-stop, health was also an issue, and having come here with 3, 4 sessions a day, I had to complete and record this cassette on Hanuman Chalisa. And just could not do it because there was no time. I would return home at so late. Eyes were bad, just couldn't do it. Finally, I had only 2 days left. Next day I have to go for recording, 1 more day, and straight from the studio I have to fly. I remember I called Prem and I said, Prem, I've never done this before. You type, I dictate. What I could not do in 2 years, I had to tell Hanumanji, Aapane tej samaro, aape tino loka, hankate kaape. That is your cassette I have to make. It's your job. It's your work. And you can make the impossible possible. Now in 2 nights, how are we going to make this possible? Logically, it didn't seem possible. But all I can say is, we did it. That is the power of Hanuman Chalisa. Hundreds and hundreds of miracles can be pointed out, which goes beyond our reasoning. But besides that, it's just listening to the glory of Hanumanji again and again and again that not only inspires us, that not only entertains and fascinates us, but at the same time, it makes some change in us. It moves our heart in some way, even though it's a story that we have heard 1,000,000 times probably. It's an exaggeration, but we don't mind it. We may have heard it 1,000,000 times. Yet each time we hear it, it stirs our heart in some way that it creates an inner transformation. It changes something in us. It builds something in us. It empowers us in some way that is unimaginable. And that is Hanuman Chalisa. And I'm still, after having completed about 115 Gyan Yagyas on Hanuman Chalisa, first one starting from Hong Kong itself, I'm still, each time, fathoming its depth, each time finding some amazing thing happening in life. And therefore, I don't mind sharing it again and again and again, That is the beauty of this Hanuman Chalisa, and may the maximum benefit from it. It starts with Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nij Mana Mukur Sudhari Bharanau Raghuvar Vimal Jasu Jodayak Falchari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dev Moi Harahu Kalesha Vikar सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. In our culture we begin everything by first remembering the one from whom we have received everything, the Lord and the Guru. Without the Guru, no knowledge can be our knowledge. And anything that contaminates our work, anything that contaminates our life, it is our own ego. And this ego comes when we forget from whom we got the power, from whom we have got the knowledge. And therefore Goswami Tulsidas Ji first says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhari. In this life, mind is the equipment that binds us, mind is the equipment that liberates us. Mind is the cause of our fall, mind is the cause of our rise. Mind is the cause of our delays, mind is the cause of our punctuality. Everything is the mind. Mind is the cause of our love, mind is the cause of our hatreds also, our joy, our sorrows. And this mind of ours, which was meant to reflect the infinite, meant to reflect the divinity, meant to reflect the incomparable power of the universe, unfortunately, like a mirror which is covered with dust, does not reflect that Satchidananda Brahma, that infinite blissful truth or reality. And thus, we experience sorrow in our life. In the God-created world, there can be no sorrow. Because Purnamadaha, Purnam Idam. That is complete. That is bliss. And from that only, if everything has manifested, it is bliss only. Yet, when in the distorted mirror, you see yourself. Have you seen? And mirrors are also of different types. Huh? I don't know which mirror you have. There's one called as vanity mirror, where whenever you look into it, you look slim only. You know, in Pawai Ashram, in 2 rooms, one sitting room and one room which I temporarily use, there is one mirror. You just look into that mirror, you just look as though you're always slim. And you move to the next mirror, you suddenly look expanded. And you wonder, really, have I put on weight just crossing 2 rooms? See, some of you just sniff food, you put on weight. But walking from one room to another, it's the distortion of the mirror. That's why each one of us experiences a world according to the distortion of our mind, or the texture of our mind. How do we clean this mind so that that infinite ability, that infinite power, that infinite happiness, that infinite glory, that infinite divinity, that infinite goodness can manifest through us or get reflected in us? How can we do that? And Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhari. That I clean the mirror of my heart. And you see, even today, when something gets very dirty, if it's little dust, you blow on it, it gets cleaned. When it's a lot of dust, you wipe it with a cloth. But if it's become so dirty that has been neglected for years, then you need some Vim powder or not? Even your puch will not work. Your Windex and all those glass cleaners don't work. And therefore, olden times they used to always use dust to remove dust. Today also silver, you'll use vibhuti to clean off the blackness in it. So, Nijamana Mukura Sudhari. The mirror is always meant to reflect the beauty that is in front of it. Because whenever you're in front of it, there's beauty, is it not? You don't agree? It's meant to. But if it does not, it's only because it has become muddy. And millions of lifetimes of actions, sins done, wrong thinking. What powerful detergent is there to clean such a mirror? This body, if it's not clean for 6 hours, it starts smelling, is it not? But how much have we done for this mind? Therefore, Goswami Tulsidas ji says, Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja. Shri Guru means not just any Guru. Guru in Sanskrit means teacher, one who removes the darkness of our ignorance in any field of knowledge. Mother and father are our first teacher. Grandparents are our teachers. That once in kindergarten taught us A, B, C, D, that today we can sit and understand even the highest of philosophy. That teacher also is a teacher only. Those who inspired on the spiritual path, they are our teachers. But that place that goes even higher than Bhagwan or God is to the Shri Guru. And who is Shri Guru? Lord Shiva himself says in Guru Gita, Shri Guru Charan, in Guru Gita he says, where he clearly points out, Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. He calls him or her as Shri Guru, who Atma Jnana Pradhanena, who reveals to us our own infinite self, beyond this limitation of ego, limitation of desire, limitation of the doer, the action done, and the one who is bound by the results of his or her actions. And therefore, Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahini. One who destroys the bondage, the results of actions of many, many lifetimes, countless lifetimes. Not by coming and taking away your karma like this, like most people think. Yeah. Nobody has got a special guru who can take away your karma. Kabir Das ji says that Guru ki karni Guru le jayega, Chele ki karni Chela. But we want to be hopeful. But yes, Guru takes away not some of our karmas, not some of our sins, but all of them by giving us self-knowledge. And that Guru's place is considered to be even greater than God. And even Bhagwan Ramchandra says, Mote Sant Adik Kari Lekha. Such saints consider them more than me. Once Narad Muni sees Krishna meditating, he says, one on whom everyone meditates, whom is he meditating upon? So he waits there till Krishna rises from the seat of meditation and says, Bhagwan, whom were you meditating upon? And that too also with such intensity and such bliss on your face. He said, what to do? Everyone comes and dumps their sins on me. Where do I go to clean myself? So I run behind the saints. So I was chasing the saints and sages. So as they walk, their dust will fall on me and I become pure. That is the glory of the dust of the feet of the Guru. I said lotus feet. Because Guru is one who's in the midst of all the sensuality, the ugliness, whatever we may call of the world, the good and the bad. the beautiful and the ugly, like all of us. But still, like the lotus, remains unaffected. That's why it's called lotus feet, because he's rooted in the truth. And his raja, dust of his feet. Now, Gurudev used to laugh and say, don't turn the Guru upside down and then take his dust. And then they go to a surgeon and say, now place it in my heart. It's not literally like that. It means with humility must we get the knowledge from our Guru. And nor should we ever think we even deserve the touch of his feet. But be so humble that even if we get blessed by one grain of dust of the feet of such a saint and sage, we are indeed blessed forever. That is the glory of that. But it's not the physical dust, because Raja also means to shine. And therefore that knowledge which is gained with humility at the feet of such a Sri Guru, that is the knowledge that transforms our hearts, transforms our mind, to bring forth from itself that infinite potential that lies in each one of us, but our mind does not reflect it. And with this, Goswami Tulsidas Ji points out not only the means to us, but also points out that this is what is going to be achieved. That you will be able to bring out that beauty, bring out that reflection, bring out that talent and ability that lies in each and every one of us. And the Guru doesn't come to save us. The Guru comes to show us that you yourself have the ability to be liberated. That is called as Sri Guru. People like dependence, but Guru is one who makes us independent. Therefore, Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhari Bharanau Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jo Dayak Falachari. Then I sing the glory of Raghuvar. And Raghuvar here means who? Raghuvar is who? We say Ramchandraji. And that is also true, because Bhakta's glory is the glory of his Lord only. So it is, even when you glorify the devotee never thinks it is my glory. It is my Guru's glory only. And therefore, or my master's glory. Therefore, it is not wrong to say that we sing the glory of Ramchandraji. And disciples should be like this, that when you look at the disciple, you think how great the Guru must be. So it is the glory of the Guru only, because everything that the disciple has is his Guru's glory only, nothing of one's own. So you can say it is glory of Ramchandraji. But here, directly though we know it is not Hanumanji. But all relationships are not only of the blood, is it not? When we say who's Krishna's mother, first you think about Yashoda or Devaki? Devaki was the biological mother, as you would say. But Yashoda's name comes first. So all relationship is not only of blood. At the same time, who is the son or a daughter? Putra or Putri? It said, Pum Nam Naraka Trayate Iti Putraha. One who takes you across, or one who protects you from the hell called Pum. There are many types of hell. Huh? There is Ravarao Naraka, there is Kumbipak Naraka, and each type of people go to these type of people also. I don't believe in heaven and hell. You may not believe, but you also don't believe in many things. Yeah. But one who protects his parents or her parents from hell. And these days, most children are those who take their parents to hell. Or tell them at least go to hell. And when Hanumanji found Mother Sita and gave the message of Ramchandra to her, she called him as son. And mother always has the authority first to call as son, then only father can say. Then Ramchandra ji also called him as son. And if Ramchandra ji and Sita ji call him as son, is he not Raghuvar? Who are we to argue? Plus he's done every duty of a son. Therefore Raghuvar here means Hanumanji only. And why such a fuss to clean the mirror of our heart? Because Vimala Yasha. In this world, I tell you, if you have some recognition or fame, जिसका नाम है उसको ही तो लोग बदनाम करेंगे, है कि नहीं? जिसका नाम ही नहीं उसको क्या बदनाम करेंगे लोग? There's a saying, no, that one who doesn't have any name, nobody knows him, what will they spoil his name? But in this world, only those who have a name can his name be spoiled or with a blemish. Vimala Yashu. And again, most people, I tell you nowadays also, people like to be on page 3. And any news is good news for them. At least their picture was on the newspaper. And if they cannot get it by any right action, they will do something wrong, but they become famous by that. Some by scandals only become famous. Whereas Guruji has said, Punya Karmana Kirti Marjaya, in the birthday wishes, that when you do good actions in the world, fame will come to you. But how many people in this world are without any fault, without any blemish, without any defects? And at the same time in this world, to live without any mistake or fault of your own is no doubt difficult. But at the same time, this world never spares anybody. And the more a person is famous, a greater position someone has, with greater suspicion the world looks at them or not. Yeah. Why everybody wants to talk about the movie stars? And it's their life, let them live on their own. But everybody is concerned about them, is it not? And in this world, to live without blemish of your own, fault of your own, at the same time being famous, and people not throwing dirt or people not looking at that person with suspicion. Yeah. You've heard that song, no? Kuch to log kahenge, logo ka kaam hai कहना. This world did not spare Ramchandra ji. The world did not spare Sita ji. The world did... Bhagwan Krishna to Baba re Baba. Yeah. Even avatars have not been spared, but there is one character in the history of our culture that has no blemish of his own. And what must be his life that nobody can even find fault in him? That is called as living. That is the fame that we have to achieve in our life, for our country, for our culture, for our religion, for our parents, our ancestors. Vimala Yasha. Therefore, what greater ideal we can have in our life? And only which hero you hold on in your life, is your life going to be molded according to that. Therefore, how important it is to give our children not just Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, but at least Hanuman. See, my little one is smiling. They can identify with that. So make sure that tomorrow you bring your teenagers. You bring, even if your 10-year-old ones are here. Many of you are inspired when you were just 7 or 8 with Hanuman stories and Krishna stories. Is it not? Yeah? Why do you think your children are worse than you? Or better than you? Bring them. And we will inspire them. No? If they have ideals like Hanumanji, and we all have an ideal like Hanumanji, because values cannot thrive on their own. They need a culture to thrive. And even if we have a culture, unless we have inspiration to dare to fight our weaknesses, to dare to fight our temptations, to dare to fight the imperfections in us, around us, We need a hero to look up to, admire, whose footsteps we can follow. And only when we have that kind of inspiration, then only it is possible for us to achieve that greatness that we admire and we all want to be. Therefore, Vimala Jashu. And what to point out? Our mind is like a monkey. You agree, no? So which greater ideal can be for our monkey mind? And that's why how anybody identifies with Hanumanji. Even I'm telling you, I've spoken on Hanuman Chalisa round the world. Even for the Vedanta talks, which is knowledge of the self, which is so completely universal, which is not even, some character of some epic or cultural character, more foreigners will come for Hanuman Chalisa. How they know about it is amazing. And two of our characters that is most criticized by these our own Indian doctorates sometimes as animal worship, etc., amongst the West, Ganeshji and Hanumanji are the most admired and worshipped. What is the beauty of that character that our mind can so easily identify with? Because if a monkey can achieve such perfection, we've got a chance, is it not? Yeah. Therefore, Vimala Jashu, Jo Dayak Falachari. By only singing his glory, our mind gets attuned, meditating on that, and what we meditate upon, we become. And all that we want to achieve in our life, whether it is dharma, and through dharma, a heavenly world here or hereafter, artha, wealth. Who doesn't want wealth, you tell me? Yeah. Kama, pleasures, as well as moksha, liberation. For those who are spiritual seekers, falachari, vivek, discrimination, vairagya, dispassion, shat sampatti, the sixfold qualities of the mind like shama, dhamma, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhan, and mumukshatvam, a burning desire to attain perfection, to attain liberation. For devotees who hear about different types of muktis also, sarupya mukti, salokya mukti, samipya mukti, and sayujya mukti. There are different terms, but whatever you want, you can get basically. Some people like to just go to the world of Bhagwan, not merge with Bhagwan. There are others who like to be close to Bhagwan. There are others who want to be just like Bhagwan. There are some who want to be one with him. All these muktis, whatever you want, you can attain it. And that is what throughout the Hanuman Chalisa gets reflected. And Goswami starts with the next chopai, pointing out to us the easiest, the most effective method of meditation. Everybody tries to learn meditation and they only struggle. But the easiest method that even as a child we could do it, that brings our mind single pointed to the ideal that we are thinking about, to that single pointedness, that is through the simple method of prayer. Unfortunately, we understand prayer as a charge sheet against God of complaints or a shopping list that we take to the temple or place of worship. And therefore, when somebody says, "Oh, I've got everything now, my business is doing well, why should I pray?" We don't pray on God, as Gurudev used to say, we pray upon God. Yeah? What is the power of prayer? Even the power of chanting of Hanuman Chalisa. Just chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. And it is in Hong Kong that I first time met many of our own residents of Hong Kong, Indian, ethnically Indian also, who did not even chant in the Avadi Bhasha, like Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja, but in English translation, cleaning the mirror of my heart with the holy feet of the Guru. Even they have spoken of such miraculous things. What is that power in such chants? What is that power in such prayers? I remember in our Siddhbadi ashram, we have the Hanumanji whose picture you see, the most magnificent, and if you've not been there, must go. There's no bigger Tirth Yatra for Hanumanji than going to Siddhbadi. Yeah. Next year I'll have a camp, come. So I always go there and do my Hanuman Chalisa. So the day I got, the year I got my sannyas, I had to get my sannyas and immediately fly off to Nairobi. I had to connect from a flight, and flights had just started from, Dharamsala to Delhi, from Delhi to Bombay, from Bombay to Nairobi. It was like that, and I had to fly. And I was just praying to Hanumanji. As usual, I go and do my Hanuman Chalisa with nothing particular in mind. But you see, the climate there changes so erratically, and it had been raining 2 years. So all these ladies went and said, they used to joke about my Hanuman Chalisa. Yeah. They had known that I would become quite famous for Hanuman Chalisa. If Hanuman Chalisa is famous, so anyone who speaks on Hanuman Chalisa also becomes famous. Yeah. This is called reflected glory. And all these motherly figures, they used to, and when they're around Gurudev, they like teasing us. They just like, and they'll go and gossip something or the other. Nice things only, but gossip something or the other. So, some teasing. So they went, and I just came to bow to Gurudev because I was going for the flight. It was still cloudy and all that. And when I went to bow down to Gurudev, they were saying, Swamiji, he's waiting, he's praying to Hanumanji so that his flight takes off. So Gurudev just smiled. He said, yeah, he's got great faith in Hanumanji. And if you see at Hanuman Chalisa, it appears to be just a simple composition. And by that time, Gurudev had also heard about me speaking 8899 days on Hanuman Chalisa. He used to wonder, have you learned to bluff like me? Well, if I can bluff like him, it's the greatest thing that can happen in one's life, So, when he said, he says this, but you see, there is some power in this Hanuman Chalisa composed by such great saints that things happen. And he only brought it to our attention. He says, see, the clouds are moving away. What power this Hanuman Chalisa has. But we must know how to pray. It's very simple. And when he says, Buddhi hina tanu janike, sumiro pavana kumar, bala buddhi vidya dehu mohi, harahu kalesa vikar. He says, Buddhi hina tanu janike. If you read any prayer, whether you read the prayer of any great saint in the world, which has become prayers for us, it came from their heart. It was not ratified by them, It was not memorized by them. Like we memorize and we chant to bring that same emotion that they had. But when they had that emotion, this was their outpouring. And there Goswami Tulsidas Ji brings out the 5 essentials of a prayer. First and foremost, that we must have an attitude of humility, which in our or any culture of the world, any religion of the world, it starts by first bowing our head, because head represents symbolic of our ego. Merely physically bowing our head is also not humility. It requires a lot of humility to bow the head also. We all know it. We've all had it, the difficulty even for the first time to bow down to anybody. So first must be an attitude of naman. So whenever you go in front of your altar, whenever you go in front of, in the temple, first we bow down. So that there must be an attitude of humility. It's called as naman. Then Sumiro Pavana Kumar. Second must be Smaran. The outside picture or the deity idol that is there outside is for you to remind yourself and bring into your heart the presence of the Lord. If you think it's just a stone idol, then it does nothing to you. But any picture, when you see of your children who have traveled now for the university far away, that picture is not your child, but what it brings when you see that picture is the memory of your child and all the emotions that come along with that. Then we just don't go, namaste, namaste, kuch nahi samajhte, bas. Huh? We just go there, oh Lord, first we immediately ask, Shanu mein dura kare. First bring that image of the Lord in your heart. And when that presence manifests in your heart, then you can say that you are in the presence of the Lord. Therefore, Sumiro Pavana Kumar. Now, when you go to a banker, and of course all of you go to the bankers to open your LCs or whatever, even if you have to request you to switch off your phone, very humbly we have to tell you, please. Can't even demand that. You have to say, please. If you do namaskar to that person also, please. You're going to the Lord. Even if you go to a banker, you'll go to the banker. No other bank is going to open an LC for your new budding company, right? So you go to the banker, you just say, hey, here's my LC. Open it. Learning certificate. Or even if you want to go for a loan. And have you seen? Bankers give loan not to those who need it, those who have got a lot of money. But at least show that they've got a lot of money. Very interesting it is. Now you go to a banker to have a loan and just say, give me a loan. First you go, first of all the pujari who's outside, you have to give some. You have to give something there. Then of course you go with some offering also. A box of chocolate. For some, of course, some colored water. You take there. Then you go and first you will sit there and you will say, ever since you have become the manager, I'm throwing a party, I want to invite you, but ever since you have become the manager, I can see that the services have improved quite a lot. And your wife, she's in the same kitty group as my wife, and she does so much social work along with my wife. So all that you say, and I hear that, I hope that they don't transfer you from here. After you have praised him and you see that he is quite pleased with you, then you put your form in front and say, can I get a loan? Bhagwan, we didn't demand. Therefore, first must be naman, then must be smaran. Remember, so first is attitude of humility, then is the remembrance, and then the third is glorification, kirtanam. Acha, Bhagwan needs to be also buttered, is it? Bhagwan doesn't need to be buttered. But when we glorify the Lord, know that He is Sarva Shaktiman, all powerful, Kripalu, all compassionate, an ocean, a treasure house of compassion, an ocean of wisdom, all capable, kind, loving. And when we remember the greatness of the Lord, our faith becomes steady. And steadiness comes with faith. Consistency comes with faith. Patience comes with faith. So praise the Lord, Kirtanam. Yeah. And how has he praised? You are Pavana Kumar. Pavan Devta means air. And air is one element in the universe that serves us with such humility that we do not even recognize its presence. You know, some people do some service, also do something, no, they declare that, how often you hear also, this whole thing could not have been arranged without my team. They all have worked for it, my team. It happens or not, the ego comes in somehow or the other. Even when we serve, we don't consider it to be a privilege. I have done it. And nowadays it's a tradition, it has become, that the gurus have to thank the disciples. Yeah. It has become like that. And if the guru misses out taking someone's name, I've dropped out. Why? I was not remembered. Can you imagine? True seva is such that when you do it, no one even recognizes it, because this real gain of seva is not recognition or thank yous or benefits from the people, but jin sevya tin paya man. Those who serve with such humility, they gain reputation from the Lord Himself. So jin sevya tin paya man. And look at Pavan, and you're Pavana Kumar, you're Pavan Devta's son, who day in and night serves us. Even for 1 minute, if air were to stop, we would suffocate. Yet we give it no value. Earth we give so much value. Fuel we give so much value. Fire we give so much value. Now Hong Kong, space tax is also there. Thank God. Water, you know how expensive it has become, no? Thank God till not we have to pay for air. Otherwise we would not even be able to live. Continuous service, but no price on it. You are son of such power. This is a praise of Hanumanji. And to such a humble Hanumanji we are going to, who has done such great feats in the service of everyone, and we can't go with arrogance to him. Sumiro Pavana Kumar. So, first is Naman, then Smaran, then Kirtanam, glory. Then, if you want to ask from Bhagwan only. Don't ask from anybody in this world. Don't say, we should not ask Bhagwan anything. You don't need to ask, because He knows what we need. If you have that wisdom, there is no need to ask. But if you feel the need to ask, beg of no one from this world. If you have to beg from only one who can give you. Like one beggar. One beggar, not only one who can give you, but one who has got the heart also to give you. The famous story is there. One beggar went to Akbar and he saw Akbar doing namaz. And he walked away from there. Akbar said, you came during namaz, in every religion it is like that. And after prayers, after worship, after sacrifice, after yajna, after satsang, if you get a chance to share your wealth, it is considered at a thief place, etc. It is considered a great punya. It brings lots of benefits. So he said, did you not have trust that I would have given you well? Why are you going away? He said, I came to beg of the king so that I get in abundance. Because from the people of the world begging, he'll get only pennies. King will be ashamed to give pennies. Is it not? He'll give according, even if he gives a gold coin, it is nothing for a king. I came with that hope, but then I found the king himself is a beggar. And if he's begging, why don't I go and beg from that one who made this beggar into a king? Yeah? That is called as wisdom. I remember once I was sitting with Guruji, he said, sometimes we all also say like that only, Are you must worship God nishkam. He said, Jagat se nishkamta honi chahiye. From the world, expect nothing from no one. But whatever you expect, whatever you want, you must get it only from the Lord. Even if people have it in the world, they are so conjuice, they will not give anything. I'm not talking about money also, even a smile, It is true. I remember Gurudev when he wrote, his autograph on my Narad Bhakti Sutra. He says, love him and him alone, for only he knows how to give love for love. Ask only of Bhagwan. So if you have to ask only of Bhagwan. Someone who will give you must have a heart also to give you. Like one beggar went to one house. He saw a big house, mansion. Went and knocked there and said, please give me some money. He said, go, there is no money here. And that's true. The bigger houses go on credit cards, So there's no cash there, so how can he give? And he was not a Bombay beggar that you say, okay, I'm carrying my... Now, this is like that because cash deposit you cannot have these days in India. So now even beggars are roaming around with, chalo, lagai do apna debit card. So he said, acha, no money. So he said, okay. Then okay, give me some clothes. He said, go, there's no clothes also. That's also true. The richer the people are, the lesser the clothes they wear. Now don't feel bad about it because you're not that category. But yeah, but it is true also. Go, there are no clothes here. And then also they go and buy those expensive clothes to wear one time and then they give it away, whatever. No clothes, They give it away, they sell it back, whatever it may be. Right? So, whatever they may be things, So there are no clothes also. So, okay, give me some food. He said, go, there's no food. That's also true. In their homes, nobody cook food. It comes from the restaurant. He said, no, there's no food. He said, please give me something. He said, go, there's nothing here. He said, what are you doing here? Come with me. So how do we must be able to give her? But another very important thing that Goswami points out, if you are asking Shripati, if you are asking the Lord of Lords, why are you asking what he has already given you and what you can get with your ability? Ask for that which you cannot get, even maybe by your own effort. And therefore Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, Buddhi hina tanu janike. Considering myself to be devoid of intelligence. Because of all the egos that we have, which is the worst ego, not of wealth. Because wealth will come and go, and someone richer than you comes there, suddenly namaskar. Wealth of, pride of beauty, Javani. That also doesn't last too long, how quickly it goes. But if somebody has got the pride of the intellect, that I know it all, then to even Bhagwan cannot save that person that easily. Nothing is impossible for him, because I know it all. Goswami says, Buddhi hina tanu janike. Another thing also means here, that we consider ourselves to have so many degrees in so much, fields of education. But something deeper to understand here is Buddhihina Tanu Janike. One who considers himself to be this Tana or body. Tanu means me. And tan means also this body. One who considers this inert body to be the conscious self. Such a person is buddhihin only or not? Can have doctorate in every field of physics, chemistry, biology or engineering, but doesn't know anything about himself. And all life we think that we are this body. And this body we say is made up of dust. And yet we consider this body to be us. It's made up of dust. And if any dust is on there, we say chi-chi and remove it. The buddhihin only, no? But see what he asks. He says, Bala, Buddhi, Vidya, Dehu Mohi. Give me Bala, Buddhi and Vidya. Give me strength. Not just muscular strength. Strength does not mean that you go to the gym and start to build your muscles and one cockroach comes, you jump on them and tell your wife to go and kill the cockroach. Bala means that strength that we require to do our duties and professions in life. That strength to live a life of dharma. That strength to live up to our ideals and principles. Requires a lot of strength. Don't think it's easy. Anybody can look at anybody and say, oh, what is this person doing and all that. But when we see for ourselves, to live up to our conviction, to live up to our ideals, to live up to our knowledge, to live up to our dharma, to live up uncompromisingly to our duty, requires a lot of strength. With others, have sympathy only. But with yourself, try to cultivate that strength. Then at least, like a doctor does not require a wrestler's strength. His strength is of a different type. A wrestler, he sees blood, he faints. Yeah? Doctor's strength is to go on operating in spite of all that. To see a man dying and still not panic. That kind of strength. Bala. Buddhi. Give me the intellect by which I can comprehend, I can understand things clearly. And especially on the spiritual path. Why people take to a convenient path, do you know that? So sad it is to watch. Because people don't want to think. It is clearly said that only through knowledge can our ignorance be removed. Even to do anything in our life, we require knowledge. Give me that. And sometimes, whatever may be the development of each one's intellect, they may be very brilliant in some field. They can understand. For example, you find people who know mathematics, they can understand mathematics. Some of us will not be even able to understand it. And therefore, there may be a person with physics and chemistry degrees, but may not understand the spiritual knowledge. May not even understand what is the emotions the family members are going through. So give me the buddhi, the intellect to understand. And just because we've got an intellect, we are not intelligent. Intellectual maybe, but not intelligent. So don't come and say, Swamiji, our children have become so intelligent these days. They don't accept anything blindly. They say, prove to me that there is God. Because I don't see it, there is no God. Yeah. So you don't see my grandfather. Doesn't mean I don't have a grandfather. Yeah. Which means you don't have a great-grandfather. Which means you don't have a grandfather. Which means even though you see me, you don't see me. Because I don't have a father. And you don't have a father. And without father, what are you? Intellectual is one thing, intelligence is something else. And intelligence comes from vidya, knowledge. Yeah. To get knowledge the right knowledge, to get knowledge of the truth, to get knowledge of how to live our life properly, so that we can extract from our life experiences happiness, joy, peace, love. We require that knowledge. And what to talk about the knowledge of our infinite self. That is called as Vidya. And then having the knowledge, we must have the presence of the intellect to apply the knowledge. For example, Karna had the knowledge, but when he needed the knowledge, that time it would fail him. He had nobility in him. But what did he do himself in the gambling place? He is the one who told Draupadi that Draupadi should be humiliated. And not that he was not a noble character, but the intelligence, the presence of mind to be able to apply our knowledge where it is required, and the strength. See, both ways. No? The importance of Bala, Buddhi, Vidya. It's not just casual, because we just say, Hanuman Chalisa, when we read, no, we just say, Bala, Buddhi, Vidya, Devamai, but Bhagwan, give me promotion. Bhagwan, may I win my next golf game. Bhagwan, when I go to Manila, may I win the bridge game. That is what we are praying. But Bala, Buddhi, Vidya, Dehu, Mohi. And then we are asking for such great things. We must offer something also. No? Even you parents, okay, you want a new iPhone, you need iPhone X. Then you have to come first in class. You know, parents do that. To show your sincerity and the use of what you're going to make of it, you must show your utility. Therefore, you must make an offering. Arpanam must be there. So, Naman, Smaran, all this is important, because if you want to understand Hanuman Chalisa, all these elements are there in it. First is Naman, then is Smaran, then is Kirtan, then Yachanam. Then you ask, and there must be Arpanam. And of course, the greatest offering we can give is only of our weaknesses, our lack of faith, our sense of inability, incompetency. But even that we are so conjuice. So conjuice. See, there was a man who was drowning in the river. And he was calling out for help. So one man came there and said, give me your hand. He said, why should I give my hand? He said, okay, take my hand. He grabbed it. This language is very important. Huh? See, what can we give to the Lord, which is not all. That's why we say, Tera tujhko arpan. But what is the glory in giving what is already his? What he already has in plenty. Give what he does not have. And he says, God, you don't have any klesha, problems. I have got plenty. You don't have any faults. I have plenty. Main patita tum patita pavan. I am the fallen. You are the lifter of the fallen. We make a good pair together, because you got utility. I am the supplier. Harahu kalesh. Klesha means all those factors that give us sorrow in our life. And in Yoga Shastras, in the scriptures of yoga, they are pointed out as 5. Pancha kleshas. Raga dvesha. Like and dislike. They cause sorrows for us. Now, most of you have attended all the Gita talks, etc. You've seen what even Krishna says. Know that these likes and dislikes are your enemies. Yeah? So, raga, dvesha. Then points out avidya, ignorance. Asmita, ego, pride, arrogance. And abhinivesh, fear of uncertainty, fear of change, fear of death. What you call insecurity. And that is the cause of all our tension, anxieties, worries, and stress. That's why in Hanuman Chalisa you will learn the secret of success without stress also. You will learn about parenting also. There was so much just to talk about. Now at Hong Kong is very fast, no? So 3 days. Yeah. Klesha. And vikara means those toxins of the mind. And wherever there's toxin, there is dis-ease. Is it not disease? So we have physical diseases and they rise from our mental dis-ease. And those shad vikaras are, the 6 vikaras are kama, lust. Lust means an obsessive desire for any object. You can have lust for food, lust for power. Not just a desire, an obsessive desire, lust, kama. When that comes, I have to have something at all costs, even if I have to do something wrong. But restlessness that comes in, agitations of the mind. We want peace, but the mind gets agitated, kama. When kama is not fulfilled, krodha, anger towards those who seem to be an obstacle or anything that seems to be an obstacle. When desire is fulfilled, lobha, greed. And greed, oh Baba, even after death it does not go away. See? You'll hold it in, nowadays not Swiss banks are not safe. Okay? I don't know. There's somewhere around here, no? You know, right? Okay. You will die. Nobody will, you means not just you, but you will die. It will be kept in the bank. Nobody can even claim it. Then some life you have to become a snake to crawl into that and sniff your lobha, moha, delusory attachments, blinding attachment, dependence on things and beings, even betrayed but still, moha, ahankar, ego, and matsarya, jealousy. These are the 6 poisons of the mind that agitate the mind. And easy to say we should not have them, but try. Who can be spared from it? Yeah. It will come. Therefore, I have these in plenty. You have a shortage of it. In fact, you are totally deprived of it, starved of it. But even that, even though we know it's the cause of our sorrow, we are not ready to let go. But Hanumanji, do a favor on us. You are a monkey, and a monkey's job is to grab, steal. There's no courtesy to come to and knock at your door and say, can I have some food? Knock at your door and say, give me this. Or knock at your door, come there, look at you and take. No, harau. Hara means to steal. Steal away my sorrows, steal away my diseases, steal away my agitations of my mind. Isn't it lovely? Yeah. And in these 2 verses, you have the complete foundation of Hanuman Chalisa, that what is achieved. To have success, and I used to always explain that Hanuman Chalisa gives us the secret of success. For success, the biggest obstacle is our own lack of confidence. If you say you can't, you cannot. Which means it is our ego that creates doubt, obstacles on our journey to success. Therefore, in our culture, we take 3 things. The blessings of our elders, God, Guru, parents, blessings of our elders, well wishes of our colleagues. And don't underestimate, because your teamwork happens when you have the well wishes of your colleagues, as well as the love of your younger ones. This is the foundation for your to rocket you into success. Then what are the pillars of success? Bala, Buddhi, Vidya. These three things we have to acquire. And once you have got that, ask, but ask in such a way that you don't have to ask again. The oh Lord, give me Bala, Buddhi, Vidya. After that, your grace, I have got it. I will do and achieve whatever by your grace. I don't want to come back begging and troubling you again. But knowing very well that whatever I have is from you. So Bala, Buddhi, Vidya, Dehu Mohi, Harahu, Kalesa Vikar. And whatever distracts me, whatever disturbs me, whatever sorrows in my life, whatever keeps me away from my devotion to you, whatever takes me away from my goals, please take it away from me. How beautiful it is, no? In short, take away my stress, take away my imperfections, and take away my grievances. From there only lack of confidence comes in. See how beautiful it is. And some things, all said and done, we may be motivated. You can go for any motivation session and all that and say, have confidence, try. Some things we have to ask Bhagwan only. We have to ask our Guru only. That's it. Just give me, bless me. Otherwise, if Guruji has written one very beautiful bhajan recently. If you can get one of his CDs on bhajans, maybe it's there, no? He says, hey Bhagwan, see, we have to do our sadhana, we have to do our practices. He makes a beautiful bhajan. Sham sundar ko to aana hi hoga. That Krishna, you have to come only. You have to come and delight our heart. You have to come and dance for us. Krishna, you have to do. And then he says that if everything we only have to do, you also have to do something for us. Yeah. If I surrender, then you also take away my negativities, no? Therefore, harahu kalesa vikar. And there is no doubt that sankata mochana namati haro. More than the Lord, the devotee who has gone through the sufferings, who have gone through our life, that devotee can understand us the best and can have more compassion on us. Therefore, harahu kalesa vikar. You are the fit one to understand our imperfections, our life problems, our difficulties, our challenges, our temptations. Therefore, please take it away from us. See how beautiful it points out. If only this much we have learned to pray like this, then understand that we have gained a lot. Now he says, Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapi Sati Loka Ujagar, Ramaduta Atulita Baladama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama, Veera Vikrama Bajrangi, Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi, Kanchana Varana Viraj Subesa, Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa. To explain. See, just recent, every time you listen to your Guru, you learn something only. You've been speaking on it, but I was just now, there was a big, huge Hanuman Mahotsav organized in Odisha. And I had my Hanuman Chalisa talks in Calcutta, and from there I was coming to Odisha for Guruji's talk. It was a huge festival organized. So they wanted us both there. It was a huge festival. Thousands of people were there, whole stage decoration and everything that was going on, the pujas, the ovens, everything that was going on was so grand there. And I just heard that Hong Kong wants me to speak in 3 days, Hanuman Chalisa. And I know how Guruji is an expert. He can in 3 minutes also explain everything very well. And I was listening to him, and so nicely he pointed out. He says, first, you listen to his Naam Mahima, his Gun Mahima, then his Leela. So, Naam, Rupa, Guna, Leela. And that is how Hanuman Chalisa is divided. And last is Falashruti, the benefit that you get. So this way, even if you have to study it, it will be a proper study. So first is Jai, victory to you, Hanumanji. And whenever you say Jai, don't say Jai Hanuman. You want to motivate someone, no? He has to have victory over our weaknesses. So Jai Hanuman it should be. The word Jai has got power, not Jai Hanuman. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapi Sati Hu Loka Ujagar. So Jai, victory to you, O Hanumanji. And the word Hanuman, see, now when you want to go and ask someone for something, that person must have it also, no? Then only he can give. And must have the large-heartedness also to give. Now we are asking a monkey to give all this. When we say monkey, but Vanar is not actually a monkey, which I'll tell you now. But we are asking a monkey to give us something. Does he have it? If you want wealth, you should go to a... Yes, right. Not wealthy person. Yeah? Rich person. Who's rich even in heart. No? You have to go to a rich person. Not just a wealthy person. There's a difference. If you don't know, get my CD on wealth management. Yeah? Yeah? So you go to a rich person. Unless, of course, he's a beggar on Bombay streets. You can get good loans from them. If you want knowledge, you should go to someone who has got knowledge. You don't go to someone who doesn't have any knowledge, is it not? If you want to get your son married, you go to one of these destination weddings. Is it not? But they come to us Swamis and say, find a girl for my son. I have to say, I never found one for myself. How can I find for your son? You ask someone who has it, no. Does Hanuman have it? Bala. Yeah. So, Jai Hanuman. And the very name Hanumanji got, that when he went to reach out to the sun, at that time there was panic in the heavens. And Indra Devta shot his Vajra. And when that Vajra hit, that Vajra is a weapon, which is a missile, hit on a child. Because he thought it must be some demon, some Rakshas, who could be, he couldn't think that it was a child. And he hit a Vajra. Didn't realize that he was hitting it on a child. And at that time, that Vajra, when it was shot, even the heaven started trembling. And this Vajra hit this son of Anjani. And all it did was that he fell from the sky, but all happened is that he hit his chin. And you know that Vanars or monkeys have got a flat chin. No? So, Hanuman. One meaning is, jiske Hanu par maar lagi hui. Yeah. Which also means that who could take the onslaught of such a calamitous missile. Which means such problems can come in life, but even as a child he could bear it, and all that happened is that he injured his chin. So how powerful he was as a child. Another meaning of Hanuman is, chin broken means, chin up means, arrogant, no? When you're like that, you're humble. Who doesn't have a chin means one who has no ego. But there are others who say like Shriman means one who possesses, not one there's absence of something, no? So, Shriman, Hanu also means, if you etymologically break it out, it means one who has the brilliant knowledge of that which is consciousness, no? And I'll tell you one secret, and I'm not lying. There are people sitting here right now who are present there. We were with Gurudev in Taipei. And one of Gurudev's old devotees had grown up as a teenager, and we were quite shocked how she could speak to Guruji. But she's grown up as a child, so she looked up to him as a father, grandfather. So she would say, so one day we are just sitting there around, and she looks at Gurudev and says, Gurudev, we've never seen you out without a beard. Yeah? Sometimes shave it. Because we see your old photographs, you're so handsome. We want to see how handsome you are now. I was a new brahmachari. I was like, God, he's going to blast her or something like that. But he used to fool around like that, nicely pamper them as fathers would pamper their daughters. And he said, no, don't touch my beard. Don't touch my beard. She said, I'm going to cut one day, Swamiji. I want to see what lies behind that. No, can I not see? He said, no. So she said, but why? He said, always the beard because you want to hide something. No, you used to go longer the beard. No, you used to tease. So you have to hide something. So she said, what do you want to hide? And that's the time I understood. I don't know whether others understood or not. He said, I can't. Because when I was young, I was playing cricket. And one season ball hit me. My jaw is broken. You get it? Therefore he's Chinmaya. Hanuman. And Hanuman means one who possesses the infinite brilliant knowledge also. Therefore Chinmaya means Hanuman. Yeah? I don't know. I was present there. I know there are two people sitting here at least who are present there at that time. I don't know if they remember. So, Jai Hanuman. Jnana Guna Sagar. Ocean means which depth we cannot find, and its limit, its vastness, its limit, we cannot see the limit of its vastness. Jnana Sagar. Such is the ocean of knowledge he is as a Vanar, that even when Ramchandra ji, who is the Adi Guru, the Lord of the universe, Bhagwan, when he first meets Hanumanji, and when we open our mouth and how we introduce or ask or make a conversation, it immediately points out a person's culture, a person's knowledge. And Bhagwan looks at Ramchandra looks at Lakshman and says that he cannot be an ordinary. He had gone disguised as a student, brahmachari. He said, this cannot be an ordinary brahmachari. He is the knower of the 4 Vedas. He is the knower of all grammar and all the Vedangas. And I tell you, there's a saying, now you just go to any cocktail party or wedding party and tell them, now 2 more days, what Hanuman Chalisa, wow, what was the meaning about it? Do you even know? You pray to Hanumanji, what is the meaning of the word Hanuman? And then you say, jiske Hanu par maar lagi hui hai. Suddenly they look at you and say, Maharaj. There's this, it doesn't relate to this, but there's an expression, ki gadho ki sabha mein ullu bhi gyani. little knowledge if someone has, amongst those who don't have knowledge, they are considered as great. But if great knowledgeable people declare someone to have knowledge, can you imagine what that person's knowledge is? Jnana Sagar. Therefore, Buddhi and Vidya Devmohi. And wherever Goswami Tulsidas Ji mentions Gyan, Vidya, he always adds Guna, virtues. We may educate our children with whatever knowledge, but do not ever neglect their cultural noble values. It's the virtues that you develop in them. That's why the importance of Shishu Vihar that we have started and demonstrated. What prenatal, whatever values we give to the children in our Bal Vihars, at homes, in our schools, etc. Schools so nowadays don't give. Do not neglect that. Because knowledge without virtues is diabolic. We had knowledge of nuclear power and all we made is bombs out of it. Is it not? If noble values are not there, we will misuse the power. We will misuse our knowledge. Therefore, Jnana Guna Sagar. Jai Kapis Hu Lok Jagar. And Jai Kapis. Victory to you, O King of all the Kapis, by whom all the three worlds are awakened today also. And what does Kapi mean? And what is this? Who is this Kapi? And what is this Leela of this Kapi? We shall cover in the next 2 days. This is the glory of Hanuman Chalisa, glory of Hanumanji, and the glory of such a prayer that we have pointed out to you today. I know some of you have already attended some of our sessions before, a number of times, but each time we revel in Hanuman Chalisa, there is something that happens that we see a miraculous change. Whether there are problems in your life, whether there are difficulties, whether there are challenges, whether there are some enthusiastic goals that you want to pursue, whether you want some emotional strength and balance, whether the family issues have to be solved, whether it is illnesses that have to be cured. By merely listening, and that too also here with knowledge, with the right emotions. Without doubt, I can say this, that even in these 2 days, while we all walk out from here, you will have to come with terms to that miracles do happen. So with that, we'll conclude today. Yeah, and I warn you that Hanuman Chalisa means each day the tail might just wee bit. We won't increase too much because we know we're very busy. But we will. I said Hanuman Chalisa, yeah, and you will not also want to get up. So we'll increase the tail little, not much, little. And ours is not even to complete the Hanuman Chalisa in 3 days. Don't make me murder. No, not murder, amputate. So that's not like purpose. But again, to just revitalize our inspiration in Hanuman Chalisa. So please inform as many people as possible. They have to only know that Hanuman Chalisa discourses are there, because everybody does not get the publicity. Please bring your youth. Even children will enjoy. We'll pack them up here. They'll be a little restless, but not very little ones, but you can bring them. No? One example is sitting here. Yeah? You understood or not, beta? Yes. Yeah. So, inform as many people. Please be on time. 2 days, you come from your office a little early. You won't lose a lot of money. In fact, you go to listen to Hanuman Chalisa and get plenty of money. I can guarantee you that also. Ashta Siddhi Navanidhi Ke Data Asvardhina Janki. I can say with conviction, I'm not lying, and I dare to say it. Try defying me. I have got 115 Gyan Yagyas evidence. So, I can say it with authority. See beyond time, listen to it, and wait till it concludes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. But if you bring your children tomorrow, see if they can sit. They are quite used to sitting on the ground. We can make them sit on the ground so that the older ones, not the old ones, the older ones can sit on the chair. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your inspiring insights into the Hanuman Chalisa. Due to time constraints, Swamiji has only touched on a few points in the last hour and a half. If you would like to hear Swamiji's complete explanation, we have available Swamiji's CD, Secret of Success, for sale at the back of the hall. We also have Guruji Swami Tejomayananda's commentary of the Hanuman Chalisa available. Guruji has also sang the Chalisa in 7 different ragas, a beautiful musical rendition filled with devotion. For those of you who prefer to listen to the chanting, those CDs are also available. Before we end, a reminder of the schedule for the rest of the week. Swamiji will be conducting his Make It Happen talk on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. at Eaton House in Central. And in the ashram on Friday morning at 11 a.m., Swamiji will guide us on how we can outthink uncertainty. See you all back here tomorrow evening at 6:55. Hari Om.